So today I'll be talking about the types of data. So there are two main types of data, categorical and numerical. Categorical data is the qualitative data and numerical data is the quantitative data. Say we are talking about any quantity, it could be weight, height or age, any quantity that is represented by a number, it is called a numerical data. And if we are talking about qualitative data like name or ice cream flavor, we are talking about the qualities of something and not necessarily the quantity. That type of data is called categorical data. So basically the values that this data variable can take, say name is categorical data, and the values name can take like Tony, Bruce, Diana, all these values are called categories or groups or levels. So data that can be divided into different groups is categorical data, and numerical data is a data that represents the quantity of something like weight, height, etc. Categorical data is again divided into nominal and ordinal, and numerical data is divided into interval and ratio. So let's look at each one of them. The first one is nominal data. Nominal data is a type of categorical data. So this data has different groups or categories for its values. Say for example, name. The main idea behind nominal data is that these groups are in no way ordered. That is, we can't say that one value is less or more than the other value, or a specific value, like we can't say that Bruce is greater than Tony. The groups in nominal data are not ordered and are in no, and we can't say that one group is better than the other. So that is about nominal data. So like I said, name is a good example of nominal data. And hair color, we can have different hair colors like black, blonde, red or gray, but we can't say that one color is better than the other. Of course it depends on a personal choice, but there is no KPI to give it a score to tell that one is better than the other. Next comes ordinal data. Just like the name suggests, ordinal data is also a type of categorical data. That is, its values can take some groups, say gender. There is male and female, so its values are male and female. There are two groups, and in name there are four groups in this table. So ordinal data can also take different values or different groups, except these groups are ordered. So a good example is education level. So we can see that here in the course we have BSc, MSc, PhD and postdoc. We know that MSc is better than BSc or has a higher value than BSc, and PhD has a higher value than MSc, and postdoc has a higher value than the rest three of them. That means there is a natural ordering in these groups. So these groups, one group, it can be superior or inferior to another group. So we know that there is a natural ordering of these groups. We know that postdoc is higher than PhD, which is higher than masters, which is higher than bachelors. So there is some natural ordering of these groups. So we can say that one group is better than the other. But because it is categorical data and doesn't specify the quantity, we can't say by how much one group is better than the other. We can't give a score that BSc is 100 points better than MSc or PhD is 1000 points better than MSc. So we won't be able to say by how much one group is better than the other. That type of data is called ordinal data. We are not able to say by how much because categorical data doesn't talk about quantities, it just talks about a quality. So these are the two types of categorical data. Next comes numerical data. Numerical data, like I said, is all about quantities or numbers. So we have two types in numerical data, interval and ratio. The first type is interval. So interval is a type of data that doesn't have a natural zero. Let me explain it in detail. In interval data, wherever a zero comes under its value, that zero doesn't signify the complete or true absence of the thing we are measuring. Instead, it is arbitrarily chosen for convenience. Well, the first example is temperature in Celsius scale. The temperature outside, if it is 6 degrees, we say it's 6 degrees. But if it is 0 degrees Celsius, we won't say that there is no temperature outside. It doesn't make sense, right? The true absence of temperature is 0 Kelvin, which is equal to minus 273 odd degrees Celsius. So the zero chosen for Celsius scale is not the absolute zero, or it is not the natural zero signifying the complete absence of temperature. Hence, that becomes interval data. But why is it important? If we don't have a proper zero, mathematical operations like addition and subtraction or summation or difference are meaningful because the difference between 0 degrees and 6 degrees Celsius is 6 degrees Celsius. But multiplication and division don't make sense. If it is 12 degrees outside and if it was 6 degrees last night, we can't say that it is twice the temperature as yesterday. Because if it has to be the twice, the zero should represent the natural zero. Only then can we say that it is twice. So let's look at another example of credit score. So credit score is starting from 250 to 900. So 0 is 250 here and not the actual 0. So it's not starting from 0. So it doesn't have a natural 0. A guy A has a credit score of 400 and a guy B has a credit score of 800. We can say that B has 400 points more than A, or A has 400 points less than B. If A score is 400 and B score is 800, we know that B has 400 points more than A because this distance is 400 units or 400 points. But we can't say that B score is double of A's score because the scoring system is starting from 250 and not 0. So this distance is 150 and not 400. So this distance is not really half of this distance, or this distance is not double of this distance. If it was starting from 0, then yes, because this distance is 400 and 400 and 400 becomes 800. So we can say that 800 is double. But if it is not starting from 0, this double this distance would be somewhere here. So by not having a natural 0, we can say that we won't be able to have a meaningful multiplication or a ratio, but summation or difference, or in other words it's called the interval. So the interval between these two would be constant. Even if these two values are here, this quantity or this value or the interval would be meaningful. Hence such type of data are called interval. So interval is a type of numerical data which doesn't have a natural zero. That is, the places where zero is occurring is arbitrarily chosen. In such data, summation and difference are meaningful but not multiplication and division. The next type of numerical data is ratio, and like the name suggests, in this type of data, 0 is the natural zero. So the 0 represents the true absence of whatever we are measuring. An example is age. If the age of a person is 0, that is he is not born. So that is the true absence of age, or the true absence of anything we are measuring. Another example could be temperature in Kelvin scale, where 0 is absence of temperature. So in such type of data, because it is having a natural 0, multiplication and division or ratio also makes sense. Hence, it is called a ratio scale. So let's look at an example here. So we have a student database, and we have columns here, and we have data under these columns. So we need to check if what type of columns they are. Well, the first one is name. Name is clearly categorical data. These are not quantities, and there is no natural ordering of these values. Hence, this becomes nominal. Next comes ID. Well, there are numbers here. So, does that mean it's a numerical data? No, because these numbers are not representing the quantity of anything. These numbers are just labels chosen to represent each student uniquely. Hence, these are as good as just groups in a data. Because they are not representing any quantities, this also becomes categorical data. And we can't say that 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 is less than 1, 1, 3, 1, 2. If they were quantities, yes, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2 is greater than 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. But they are not quantities in the first place, and they are just groups. So we are not able to even come up with an ordering of these. Hence also not ordinal. So this becomes nominal too. Next is course. Again, we don't have numbers, and these are not quantities. So this becomes categorical data. And also, we have a natural ordering for these categories. So that is, we are able to say that one group is better than the other. Hence, this becomes ordinal data. Next is date of birth. This is interesting. We do have numbers here. So, and time, date of birth is a time when you are born, right? So this time does represent a quantity, but 0 AD, this is an AD. So 0 AD is not the beginning of the time. It is just a random number chosen for our convenience to come up with a calendar. So 0 is not the natural 0 here, but this is representing quantity. So it's been 2000 years, 10 months, 11 days since 0 AD that this boy was born. So this is representing some quantity but without a natural 0. So this becomes interval. Next comes gender, and clearly gender has two groups, and this is also nominal. And finally, percentage, score in percentage. So the score in percentage is also a quantity. If somebody's got 90%, it's a quantity. And that also has a natural 0, because 0% means he didn't secure any points. That is a natural 0. Hence, this becomes a ratio type of data. So this is all about the types of data, and the column names here that store the data are called dimensions or variables, and the values that these data can take are called factors or categories or levels. So we can say that if a variable is nominal, ordinal, interval or ratio type of data. So this is all about the types of data. Hope it's clear to you. Thank you so much.